After Wolfenstein: The New Order, fans were clamoring for another chance to join BJ Blazkowicz in some more good old-fashioned Nazi killing. 3 years later, they got the chance with Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus. Hi, I'm Jacob with the Leaderboard, and today we're going to jump in dual-wielding to check out some of the best Wolfenstein: The New Colossus Easter eggs. And before we start, make sure to subscribe and click the bell icon to become part of our notification squad. Hidden toys. After the events of the New Order, BJ wakes up on the Eva's Hammer, a Nazi U-boat commandeered by a resistance group called the Kreisau Circle. They've made it into a floating home base, with workshops, personal spaces, bedrooms, and even an entertainment lounge. Once BJ wakes up from his 5-month coma, you're able to walk freely around the U-boat and explore. Take a moment to look through the periscope. Every now and then you'll see something float past the screen. It moves so fast that you might not recognize it, but those are toys belonging to Max Haas, one of your fellow Kreisau Circle members. If you find all 15 of Max's toys hidden throughout the game, you can unlock one of the game's achievements, Toy Collector. While these particular toys aren't reachable, it's still fun to look out and see a toy robot fly by. Alternate Universe Wolfenstein. Most Wolfenstein games have a retro Easter egg nod to the original, and New Colossus is no exception, though this time around there's a twist. If you head to the lounge above the cantina on Eva's Hammer, you'll find a pool table and some old arcade games. Take a closer look. Instead of playing Wolfenstein 3D, you can play Wolfstone 3D, an alternate universe version of the classic where instead of fighting Nazis, you play as one. Here you're hunting Terror Billy, BJ's Nazi nickname, and instead of killing German Nazis, you're shooting at Kreisau terrorists. There are several levels to the arcade game, and you can even save your progress. Twitter Prize. While playing Wolfstone, if you're digging around, you'll find the Easter egg within an Easter egg that netted some fans a prize. Keep your eyes peeled and you'll see a message on a blocking tile that says, "Tweet at Wolfenstein, say Ardwolf." This references an Easter egg from the original Wolfenstein 3D, where the original message found on Floor 8, Episode 2 said, "Call Apogee, say Ardwolf." If OG users called and repeated the word, they won a prize, and the same goes for the new Colossus. The 2 early birds who found the message and posted to Twitter won a Wolfenstein Collector's Edition. Fans have noticed that there also seems to be a coded message in dots behind the Ardwolf message, but if that's true, no one's officially cracked it as of recording this video. And if you're curious, an Ardwolf is an adorable small mammal. The original programmers picked it because it was so uncommon they figured that no one would guess it accidentally. Presidential Pinball Machine. Next to Wolfstone is 2017's top contender for most depressing Easter egg in a video game ever. A pinball machine named after Barack Obama's campaign slogan. However, Yes We Can has a prominent out of order sign. In New Colossus's alternate reality, it seems there's no room for optimism. Or pinball, apparently. Shoshana's One Kill. After spending some time on the Eva's Hammer, you'll unlock 2 different challenge areas, a shooting range and a kill house. Each has a scoreboard showing your fellow crew members' scores. The shooting range has a name and score at the bottom that reads Shoshana 1, meaning Shoshana only got 1 kill in. In the kill house though, Shoshana holds top spot with a completion time that shrinks depending on your performance. Players have found workarounds, but if you're doing a straight run, it's clear that Shoshana's supposed to get permanent top position. The weird part? Shoshana is inventor Seth Roth's pet monkey cat hybrid thing. So how did she get a kill in? Well, the answer may be a nod to another Nazi shoot-'em-up, Quentin Tarantino's Inglourious Bastards. In it, the collective of people plotting to kill Hitler includes a Jewish woman named Shoshana, who kills one man during the movie. Auditioning for Hitler. Speaking of killing Hitler, after getting the chance to ice Mecha Hitler in Wolfenstein 3D, none of the other Wolfenstein games ever let you kill the Fuhrer again, until now. Towards the end of the game, during the mission Venus, you're trying out with other actors for the chance to play, well, yourself in a propaganda skit. It was written by Hitler himself, and he's there to oversee the casting. It doesn't go so well for your fellow thespians, and after Hitler shoots one, he passes out on the floor. When you're called up to the glass booth to read lines with the guard instead, you'll get your chance. If you look down at Hitler as you approach the booth, you can kick his teeth in by pressing the melee button. While not the most dramatic death, Hitler goes limp and you've just unlocked a special achievement called Kick It. That's the upside. The downside is that you're immediately killed by a room full of furious Nazis, so make sure you save your game first. You only get to kill Hitler once, so savor that moment. Good old Ronald. Let's take a small step back. Before he gets shot in the face by the Fuhrer, check out your fellow actor Ronald. When the scene starts, you can overhear him talking to another actor about how he used to take on Hollywood roles. When the camera pulls back after he's shot, you can see 3 letters of his last name on the back of his chair. G-A-N. Did the writers of New Colossus have Hitler shoot a young pre-political Ronald Reagan? Ronnie does specifically say he's from Arizona, while Reagan is from Illinois, and Reagan would have been about 51 at the time of the game's events, but still, this is an alternate reality with mecha dogs and Kabbalah weapons, so it's not entirely out of the question. And considering Ronnie threw his fellow actors under the bus during the Red Scare, it's not that surprising that he'd collaborate with Nazis in power. Awesome, creepy music. Before we leave Venus, there's one more reward for players who stick to using stealth. As you approach the base, you'll hear eerie music that stops the moment you start shooting them up. But if you can manage to sneak through without killing everyone and without raising the alarm, you'll discover the source of the spooky sound, a lone Nazi playing a theremin. If you don't sneak, he'll join the others in running out to stop you, and you'll miss out on this odd musical interlude, so stay quiet. Musical Reverend. Heading to New Orleans to coordinate the resistance, you'll meet the head of the New Orleans operation, Reverend Horton Boone. The Southern preacher's likely named and modeled after another Reverend, psychobilly musician Reverend Horton Heat, and lo, a wild guitar solo shall lead them. Newspaper article. Of all the Wolfenstein games, New Colossus is the most blatantly political and involved in current events. You might not even catch these Easter eggs if you aren't a news hound or political wonk. In the Manhattan nuclear bunker at the end of a corridor, you'll find an edition of Die Neue Wahrheit, or The New Truth, with the front page article entitled Meet the Dapper Young KKK Leader with a Message of Hope. It didn't escape fans' notice that the headline seemed awfully similar to the recent liberal paper Mother Jones' headline, quote, Meet the Dapper White Nationalist Riding the Trump Wave, which was met with very angry protests at normalizing and even glorifying young racists. A number of people also misattributed one other old newspaper fragment. The fragment ended with the sentence, quote, On some great and glorious day, the plain folks of the land will reach their heart's desire at last, and the White House will be adorned by a downright moron, end quote. Many thought this referenced Secretary of State Rex Tillerson recently calling the current president a, naughty word goes here, moron. Or even Donald Trump's ironic past tweets during Obama's campaign to say the same about the sitting president. Turns out it's a 1920 quote from satirist H.L. Mencken that just happened to hit a little too close to home in the real world. Secret level. After completing the game, you may notice you're still missing a couple of collectibles despite checking everywhere. That's because a few are scattered through a secret level only accessible after completing every Uber Commander assassination mission and collecting all 15 of their death cards. Once you do that, you'll still need 8 Enigma Code collectibles to solve and unlock the hidden location Riverside, now available on the map. It's a creepy bare bones area that you'll have to search by flashlight. Crossover universe. We'll end on one collectible that's got fans buzzing about crossover potential. To finish the game, you have to beat 2 super soldiers and grab their ultra-powerful weapons, Ubergewehrs, to use against the final enemies. They're the strongest weapons in the game, and the collectible, the Ubergewehr Testing Protocol, details more about the Nazi super technology. Read carefully, and you'll see that the notes say they're powered by 3 energy sources, including extra-dimensional micro-portals not confirmed. Where else have we seen extra-dimensional portals before? That, plus the fact that the Ubergewehrs shoot a bright orange laser that looks an awful lot like the Argent energy seen in the most recent Doom, has fans ecstatic that both games exist in the same universe. And with New Order on the moon and New Colossus landing on Venus, could Planet Doom itself, Mars, be next for the franchise? Right now Bethesda won't say, but one thing's for sure, for a game as heavy on history and darkness as the New Colossus, they managed to keep things light with these Easter eggs. Once again, I'm Jacob, and thanks for watching Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus Easter Eggs. Did we miss any that you caught? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to click the bell icon to become part of our notification squad, and if you like getting more from your games, subscribe to the Leaderboard, your home for video game facts.